from the Parenting Place, Kristin Ward. Kristin, kia ora, thanks so much for your time today.
Kia ora, Andrew. Lovely to be here.
It's a very different stage. Now, recently spent time with my grandson. He just wanted to hang around with me the whole time and have cuddles on the couch and read books. You kind of lose that a bit in the teenage years, and hey, some more quickly than others, perhaps.
Oh, and it's so true. And I think, and as parents, it's pretty common to think, oh, I don't think my child wants affection from me anymore, or they don't seem to be clamoring for a cuddle, or they might seem more standoffish and independent. And the first thing I want to say is, I just think we need to try and keep up the physical affection, the moments of giving our kids hugs, and maybe it looks a bit different now that they're teenagers, but physical affection really is a language that says, I like you. And we want to be speaking it to our kids. We don't want to just let that whole language drop off. Mm-hmm. So, it might not look the same, but keep up with the hugs morning and evening if you can. If you're walking past them, we can just massage their shoulders for a few seconds while they're working hard on their maths homework, or offer to dry your daughter's hair for her. Most kids love their hair being played with. Boys often can get really into play fighting. My year 7 at the moment, he just, every time he sees his dad, he just drops his shoulder and charges. And my husband said it's like, it feels like the young stag is seeing if the old stag is still stronger. Yeah,
exactly.
So play fighting is a type of affection as well, and a closeness. Or elaborate high fives. That's another thing that boys seem to get into, and then they can pull each other in for a hug. And if you say hola in Spanish or something, it might make it a bit more manly, and they find that more acceptable. So whatever works, keep up the affection, because it really can, I think, get awkward to resume it. If we let it drop away, we can feel like, how do I start this up again?
Yeah, seriously. And honestly, it may be because the reactions and responses have changed so much, as you say, not quite as open for a cuddle and physical affection, but we've got to find new ways of doing it, and try perhaps different strategies that are more effective for our older children.
Yeah, and if it has dropped off, if it has got awkward, I really encourage parents to push through the awkwardness and to resume it. So whether you sort of say to, your daughter who you haven't put to bed for a long time, you could say something like, I miss putting you to bed and sitting on your bed and talking to you. I'm going to start it up again. Is that okay? And just say, I miss it. It's good for us to have these moments of connection, and I'm going to come into your room and give you a hug every night and talk to you for a few minutes at bedtime every night. So just bring up those old traditions and resurrect them if you need to. Yeah,
and doing so with their permission and their involvement as well. That's an important part of it, because it is easy for teenagers to be awkward and shy about just about every aspect of who they are. So involving them in that process. In terms of staying in touch, I mean, physical touch, but also general communication, also perhaps some new strategies there?
Yeah, like we're in a new stage, and I think as parents, sometimes we can miss those days where what you were talking about with your grandchild who's 3 and he follows you around all day, and if you're digging in the garden, he's digging in the garden. If you're peeling carrots, he wants to help. And that was a very precious stage of development that our children go through, where they really are seeking us out and want to be with us all the time. And then teenagers it can be that we feel like, oh my goodness, I miss those days. My teenager doesn't seem to need me anymore. They're in their room all the time with the door closed or with their headphones on, and it can feel a lot more distant. And I think it's good when, as parents, we can accept that we're in a new stage, and we need to be a bit more intentional about creating connection opportunities. And it might look like we have to go to them. We have to think of things they're motivated towards, whether we need to do things that they kind of are interested in and want to do, and offer to do it with them and initiate and that sort of thing. So it might be, saying to one of your children, do you want to go to a couple of op shops this morning? Mm-hmm. And then they might light up and say, yes, I love op shopping. Or, you might say, oh, I'm going to take you out to McDonald's after your soccer game. Or they're not going to say no to that, or, so finding things that they're motivated by and interested in is kind of the name of the game in these teenage years. So encourage parents to realize you're in a new stage and lean into it.
I mean, hey, we've talked about this before, the various seasons of it, and isn't it a harsh irony that for years parents have been going, oh gosh, I wish my child was more independent and less needy, and now that they don't need us anymore, that is, I mean, that's like a physical wound for a lot of people. I suppose important for parents to acknowledge this and to acknowledge that this takes a while to get used to, both for them as the parent, but also as the young person growing up, pushing against some boundaries, learning to be independent?
Yeah, it really can have complicated emotions for parents. We can feel a sense of grief that we've moved into a different stage and that they're not as needy for us anymore and that sort of thing. And acknowledging it and then leaning into what's awesome about this stage. Yeah,
and this too shall pass, I suppose, as well. That people who know me now find it difficult to understand just how uncommunicative I was as a teenager. My mum used to say that I only had 5 words and they all sounded exactly the same, and that was the limit of my vocabulary. But let's just say I'm making up for lost time in my current profession. And this is a stage that we're going through. There's treasure in this stage as well, but we need to dig a little bit deeper, work harder, use some different strategies, right?
Yeah, and our kids still need us. Letting parents just know that you are really important to your kids, even if they are not giving you all the feedback that they used to when they were little. They're not as affectionate, they're not as responsive, but they still deeply care about what you as their parent think, and they still deeply care about being connected to you, and they need us to stay close.
So important. And hey, if people wanted to find out more, because you've got lots of fantastic resources available, there's courses, there's coaching, all sorts of stuff available at the Parenting Place. If people wanted to connect with some of that, Kristin, what's the best way of doing so?
Yeah, jump on our website. We've got so much available there. There's, like you say, parent coaching. You can book in for a one-on-one session if you want to talk through your challenge or your situation. There's toolbox parenting courses, which are age group related, so that you can join in a bunch with other parents of teenagers and just hear how they're navigating these years. Yeah,
and hey, a great thing to run through your local church community as well, as a way of connecting to other parents of teens who are part of your community. Thank you so much for the work that you do, Kristin, with Parenting Place, parentingplace.nz, of course, for more. Thanks for joining us on the program today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks, Andrew.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.